Hi, Julie Torrance here. Well, we're going to be working in this journal. And this is the journal that we made using things that we just have around, not, bought in things and junk mail. And this is just plain printer paper. And we've been working on it, and we're going to work on it some more. So I wanted to pick a little something there. I wanted to pick a page, and I just kind of opened it to this, where I want this open space to go together. Does that make sense? So, but I want to keep in that whole idea of using what you have. I'm going to grab a clip, and I'm going to, there, I just clipped it open. And I'm going to set it aside for right now. I want to make some journaling cards. Now, these are leftover pieces from when we made the envelope. And the video of how I made that journal is out there. I'll try to remember to link it. But I want to start out by making 2 journaling cards. Now, the last video we did, we made these, remember? So I'm going to use these, and this isn't all of them, but I want to use these to make like the start of a theme. And then I've got magazines that I want to use to add like the embellishments. So we're going to be harvesting some magazines, but not harvesting them to get rid of the magazine. I've got a video on how I do that, but I'm just going to harvest what I think is possible for us to use today. I didn't cut these things out ahead because I wanted you to see the process. So what am I looking for? Things that will fit on here, and it could be this way or this way, and maybe some words that would be inspirational or uplifting. So, I mean, obviously, way too big. So I'm not going to go through this real slow. And yes, I've already harvested things from this. That's okay. I am not coming down, but getting rid of a cold. That's a cool butterfly, but not for today. So if you can hear it in my voice, if I'm coughing, sniffy, whatever, those are cute. Let's grab those. I'm just going to take pages out to start with. Take your chance. That's fun, but I don't think it would be easy to cut out Lady in Red if I was doing a red theme, but we've got blue going on. I'm going to be looking for color. That's not enough color, but spaces that are with color. This is almost hard to tell if it's blue or black. I think it's blue, but very dark. And they're clever, aren't they? I like her. Let's take her. And I may not use all of these things that I'm harvesting, but, some. So how are you? I was talking about how I am before I even asked how you are. I hope you're doing well. This is cool. Not for now. That's black. This is too pale, too neutral. We'll find things. We can't get discouraged. And with this bad shoulder of mine, even turning these pages is a bit of a struggle, but we will make it work. Let's see. These are small images, and that's why it makes me pause. This is cool, but I'm not using yellow. There. Oh, and look, I had taken some of that blue out before. Red. if I'm doing this and you're thinking that I'm missing a golden opportunity, let me know in the comments. If you've been beat down mentally, nah, we don't want to think about it. Not today. I like wild, but not like that. Not for the size that we're working with. A lot of good color here, but it's all black. I've got book page. I'm not an Aquarius. Okay, let's try another one. Totally different one. This is a country living. And I just went in my magazine stash and just pulled 3. I didn't pay attention because I don't know what 3 magazines or 2 magazines or even 1 magazine that you have, and maybe it's nothing, you know, like what I have, but I just want you to know that's blue. I'm going to grab it. These houses are adorable. Things like this can be cool, not for what I'm doing. Little antiques. If I was doing a kitchen type journal, these old cans would be cool, wouldn't they? I hope you can see. Aren't those suitcases fun? I think I'm not seeing them as if they're in style as much as they used to be. Some little pictures, but not what I'm looking for. Do I know what I'm looking for? No, but I know it's not that. Again, if I was doing a kitchen or an old store, you know, general store or an old food store from way back, I'm just pushing my coffee back a little bit. Love the orange. Should we save some? Let's save some. Be a nice go along with that blue. I'm surprised we've gotten this far and we haven't really found anything yet. But I like this. I'm going to pull that. All the cast iron skillets. That would not be easy to hang. They're heavy. Talk about neutrals. Pretty flowers, but not today. A little container of cranberries. This is cute. I know it got, I think, another page here. See? Oh, Julie. Okay, one more. Oh, don't know that I've got a use for those today, but they would sure be fun. All right, I think I've only got one more magazine. Oh, and it's a catalog to that. So let's just see what we've got going on. Small pictures. Color block, so we'll see. I like these women, that's why I paused, but no matter how I would cut them, it's like these numbers are going to be in there. So I'm going to pass. I like her. Do you think we can do something with her? I don't like her that much, I guess. But I feel like we've got some potential here. You know I love urban. What about these four? No. I'm liking so many things in here that I'm beginning to feel like I'm passing things up with the idea that, I'm going to get her, that I might come across something I like even better. We'll see. We'll see. I like that. Let's take this out. It's kind of a watercolory design that maybe we can utilize. I like the little pictures. Not yet. Seeing anything you want to buy? I do really enjoy this catalog. I like her. All right, let's just see what we've got. And we're up to page 81 if I need to go further. Now, obviously, I didn't fussy cut these. And hopefully, the process won't take too long. But I can always speed things up. All right. Now this next one I pulled out because of this. So I'm just going to kind of fussy tear. You get a nice bit of this. All right, I'm going to just rip the words off. We didn't come up with any words yet, but that's okay. Not every journal has to have words. What did I save this for? Her, maybe. Let's just see. All right. Keep going. Now we're to the thin, shiny. All right, I'm going to cut big first and get rid of what's going to be in my way. I'm going to cut around and I think I can really get two out of this. The dog and then the rest of the living room. Okay. We've got some color here. Maybe some more. All right. I think I saved this for blue. I hope. Yeah, I did. So, are you still suffering under a lot of superheat? We had a little reprieve this weekend. Today's Monday. I'm filming this on July 21, 2025. And over the weekend, we did have a little reprieve. This is so big, I'm just going to cut. All right, just a couple more. It was her. She caught my eye. And I'm not fussy cutting her close because I'd rather find out how much of her will fit. And the last thing are these two little hearts. Okay, so that got rid of a lot of space. Now, journaling card. So this side could be the writing side, and then this side could be where I'm starting. I want to start with this. I remember I told you I am going to use these. It's not going to be one of those things that you make and then you say, yeah, that's great, but what do you do with it? We're doing it. And it's something that we made with what we have on hand. We made this out of some packing paper, and we used some craft paint and some random rubber stamps, black ink, and done. Let's glue this on. It's going to need a little trimming on the bottom. Okay. Yep, I like that. Now, how about a little more backgroundy stuff? I've got this blue. Okay. I'm going to pull it towards me so that I get that white edge. Okay. I've just got over here another old catalog, an Ulta catalog that came in the mail. And the reason why I'm not using it to harvest pictures is it is so thin. I'm just surprised that the paper even holds up through the mail. And stuff like that, all you'll do is be frustrated and suffer. So we don't want our art to cause us to suffer, right? And again, I'm going to have to trim the side a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's good. How about an image? And we can still, you know, I don't know why, but I usually think of journaling cards as in the landscape, but they don't have to be. But I kind of want it to be. I don't know why. Let's see, her. No, she's more up and down. This one is more landscapey. Okay, how am I going to cut this out? Because the dog's tail is way out here. And that would cut off, well, not necessarily part of the couch. All right, I'm just going to give her, I'm going to round it. Okay. And I'm going to round this part out. What have we got? Too big. That's okay. Let's round it down a little bit more. But I'm making loose cuts, not tight, fussy cutting, but just loose. Now let's see, what did that do? Okay, we're getting there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue it There's a little bit of white showing up here. You might not see it. I'm going to bring this down a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Yep, I'm going to glue it down. Then I'm going to trim it. I'm using Elmer's Extra Strength glue stick. When you're buying glue sticks, you want permanent, not washable, because washable is designed not to really stick. Yeah, I've been doing some research on glue sticks, and I think it would make a very boring video. But it is interesting if you ever decide to just kind of look up what they're made of, what they're designed for, and the best practical uses, just all that. Okay, now I'm just going to trim up the bottom. I didn't mean to drop my scissors, sorry. Okay, I like that journaling card. It needs something over here. Where's those hearts? Here's one. Okay, I'm going to cut out one of these hearts. And I am going to fussy cut, but not the inside of it, just the outside. And I'm going to try not to cut off any diamonds or Swarovski crystals or whatever this is made out of. Little brooch or something, I'm not sure. Okay. I want to say, I threw my scissors down again, didn't I? Sorry. That comes from wanting to go fast, and I'm feeling the pressure that I'm getting too boring. Okay. I think that's cute. I think that makes a nice journaling card. Now, as you're thinking about things to buy, one of the first things I would buy when it comes to punches is a corner rounder. And this one gives you 3. And there's a lot of them out there, and they're great. But again, I want to use what you have kind of thing. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to nip the corners. And I think that can be another effective way to just soften it. And also, it makes it easier to put in and out of pockets and things. I'm going to take my ink, which we've used ink before, going into this one, Black Soot, and I'm just catching the edge. The edge has some of the book page. It has some of the inside white parts. And I'm just wanting to make it look more unified, but not necessarily that I'm aging it. And I think we've got a very nice journaling card, and then definitely someone can write. Okay, we're going to set it aside, and I got another one. So what are we going to do with this? Well, it's not very straight. I'm grabbing a chopper. Now, you don't need to have one of these, but for me making a video, it is quicker. And we're working hard enough that we want things to be nice, right? I know you do. But you can just take a ruler and mark and cut with scissors. You do not have to have one of these. Okay. Now, yeah, that looks better. And so we're going to decorate this side. Oh, I can see where it didn't quite catch. Decorate this side. A person can write on this side. Okay. Now, I'm going to use some of this again. And I used it across the bottom, and you can just see some here and some here. So should we do that again? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do it. All right, let's measure twice, cut once. I'm just folding it where I want to cut. All right. And we'll pretend that I did that nice and straight. Hey, not bad. No. Let's glue it down. So I've added some more things to like what we're using, but not a lot. I mean, we're still, I feel like, within the realm of what most people have on hand. Excuse me. I'm just trying to slide it on to be straight. Obviously, didn't get any glue stick there. Still didn't get any glue stick where I need it. There we go. Okay. Trim it up. Good. Now, should we do the dog? There's a doorknob way up here, but I don't actually see the door. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come here and around the plant. And the fact that we got both of these images from the same image, I think is going to also give it a little continuity. All right. Now, where are we at? I do not mind sacrificing the top at all. But there's just that plain old book page that's going to show there. So let's do a little something over there. I could put this. This is that leftover little piece. Yeah, let's do that. Use it up. Even though I tried to cut these strips straight, I can see I didn't always, but that's okay. Just trim. Okay, now, don't know what we're going to do over here yet, but maybe that other heart. Let's think about, let's go rogue. I was grabbing blue again. Let's grab orange. Love it. Okay, I'm just going to tear along where there's the red. Nice. Let's go for it. So, if you've started one of these journals, let me know in the comments. Some of you already let me know that you're getting started on making a junk journal where you're really doing your shopping from the recycle bin. And good for you. Be brave. Get started. Okay, a little trim. I like it upside down. Okay, where's our dog? I'd rather cut the top off than the bottom because I want that planter. Yeah. Okay, glue it on. Quit thinking about it. Nothing to think about. Decisions made. Now, several of you said that you were going to be making the packing tape like we made it, decorated packing tape out of our shipping paper that comes with our mail order stuff. Now, I could just turn this over, but I don't feel like that's the aesthetic we've got going on. So I'm cutting it off. But either way's fine. Okay, we've got our cute dog. Yeah, he's cute. And then the other heart. I'm sorry that I go all quiet. Okay. Nice. All right. Now, we're not using things like all kinds of labels and numbers and all that, but next time we will. And if you go to my Ko-fi page, I have a free digital that you can download with numbers, and I have another free digital that you can download with faux postage. I'm just giving these that little trim. And ink the edge. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. One more thing that I want to put on, and I'm here we go. This is left over from, I don't know what we were making. I'm thinking this was part of the cover. I think so. I'm not sure. But it's where we did envelope on top of envelope on top of envelope, and we glued it all with Elmer's glue. Now, I want it to be a tag. Some of this is awfully wrinkly. And coming up, I'm looking like at where would be a good place to cut this for a tag. And it's pretty thick. I'm not sure that I would want to cut this with my cutter. What I'm going to do, let's see about making this straight along my cutting board. If you're looking at this cutting board and thinking, Julie, it's kind of dirty, I did just wipe it all down today, but some of this I just can't get off. All right, let's do a 3-inch tag. I think that's a 3-inch. Let's see. Yeah. Is it straight there? I think so. I'm just lining up my ruler. Okay. I got this cutting mat out of the dumpster where I live. I'm not kidding. It was just draped over the top of a trash one evening where someone had been just loading and loading and loading stuff in there. And it was just draped over the top. And I thought, hey, even if I just get 10 uses out of it, and I cleaned it up, and I think it's just fine. Okay, now I've got this little bit coming up here, and I'm going to hit it with some art glitter glue. Okay. I'm going to get the lid back on this. And press that down. Good. All right. Tag shape. I just cut one corner, flipped it over, used it as the pattern to cut the other corner. Now, this is going to be our writing side. So this, we've got to cover. And there's even some plastic here. That's all right. We will figure it out. Well, we've got these strips, and that's a good place to start. Yep. And line it up right there. And I'm just going to take this one, go right there, and we'll see what these two do for us. Now, because this has this plastic, and that's from the inside of a envelope that had a window, I'm going to use some art glitter glue right here. Sure am. I've got some little strange lifting, and that happens when you do one of these where you've put layer on top of layer on top of layer. That's what's going to happen. Okay, now we've got 2 inches. Okay, let's see what that does. Uh-oh. Oh, good. I saw all this white and I thought, uh-oh, I just put it on the wrong side. No, I did not. But I could have. Oh, yes, I could have. I didn't quite get the glue far enough, but that's all right. I'm getting it on there now. And I believe that art glitter glue will do just fine on that plastic part. Okay, let's get the other one on. And yes, I'm overlapping them. Here we go. Now I know I'm going to get some glue where I don't necessarily need it, but that's okay. Let's get this on. Okay. Give it a good push on this side, why not? And then trim her up. All right. Sorry for sniffing. One of the other things, this is getting sluggish. One of the other things is that tape that we made is with acrylic paint. And acrylic paint is acrylic. It's plastic. And glue stick does not always want to stick on that. So When you're shopping for glue, art glitter glue is a good one. There's one, I think it's called something like Barely Arts, some word like that. But that comes with a lot of people's blessing. They love it. Okay. Some people like to use Aleene's tacky glue. Some people just like using good old-fashioned Elmer's. And, you know, that just depends on dry time. That's my thing about plain old Elmer's, is dry time. Okay, what are we going to put on there? See, I was thinking her. Yep. I'm just going to cut her out where the magazine has her cut. Do you know what I mean? The size of this image. I like that it's a white background because we put two of those strips on. We've got a pretty, I can still see dark. We've got a pretty heavy, busy, beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. I want something behind it though. I do. Okay, what? I'm going to make her a little bit thinner. Not her, but I'm going right along here. Not cutting off her foot, not cutting off her hand, not cutting off her dress. Yep, I like that better. I'm going to do the same up at the top. I like that better. Okay. What should we go with? Orange again? I think so. Right along there. I've got white right here. Okay. Good. I think so. Ooh, I'm not trusting glue stick. I'm going with the art glitter glue. And art glitter glue on magazine, ooh, sometimes it wants to buckle or stuff, but we're giving it our best shot. Whoops. Yeah, I can see the marks. It's all right. It's all right. Can you see the marks? I bet you can. Now, her. I'm going to try glue stick. We'll just see. You know what? I'm going to go for the big gun one. This one. Oh boy. Yeah, this one is, it glues itself shut. Okay. I can see that's probably me not getting glue all the way on the corner, because everything else seems to be sticking. Good. All right, now I have, well, first, again, I would be rounding corners with my corner rounder, but I'm nipping off these corners, which works just as nice. When you're sliding this in and out, it does make it easier to slide. Okay, I've got some blue, and this is Salvage Edge. So I want to use that as my pull. And I just went into my trims and grabbed the on top what was blue. And I'm going to use my stapler. You don't have to have a fancy stapler. Any stapler will do. And I'm going to staple this on. All right. Oh boy. Reaching. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Now, let's see here. Oh boy. My fingers are in the way. Try again. Hey. Okay. Good. Now, let's get our book out. And we went with here. So, we made these 2 journaling cards. Can go here and here. That will be nice. We made this tag. We're going to need to make a pocket over here. And then this is nice writing space. So I'm not going to do anything with that yet. So the next time we get together, we're not going to be working on this. We're going to be harvesting a bag of broken jewelry for using in our junk journal. So if you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel so much. Go ahead and subscribe. Today's a great day. It's totally free. And then you'll get notified when I post that upcoming video of taking a big old bag of broken jewelry apart to make things for our junk journals. I'll see you soon.